Jackie today is going to demonstrate the trunk extension, and so we're going to walk you through this from beginning to end, and we're going to do that by showing the different planes, integrating the different planes, adding the HUMAC 360 just in sequence. Okay, so we're going to start with the dominant neuromuscular pattern, and in this case that's the vertical pattern. So I'm going to have Jackie do essentially a stiff-legged deadlift. So go ahead and grab those handles. Head and chest are up, good. And then we're coming straight up. Notice that she's using the biopedal, so she's in dorsiflexion, which pre-stretches her hamstring, so we get a better quality of work. She's really flexible, so she can get down and get good pivot on the hips, but a lot of folks can't, so we get better quality of work with a smaller range of motion by pre-flexing those hamstrings. So that's the vertical plane. And then what we want to do is, with our athlete and or patient, we want to then introduce the secondary plane. And it's important that we go dominant first and then add the secondary. Go ahead and rack that. So the next progression is to belt her up with that horizontal plane resistance. I'm going to have you swing that around. And this is going to go under like that, and then this goes through here. Good. And you want her to cinch up pretty tight because we don't want it to hike up, because it is a hip belt more than a waist belt. Yeah, that's good. And so then go ahead and step back up. Good. So now, as we look here, you'll see that this is a little higher than we want it to be. We want this point to be slightly lower than the hip point, so we simply pull this popper pin, and we're going to drop her down about like so. Okay? So now just practicing, just standing there, just letting your hips go back and getting that feel of that resistance, and then driving the hips forward. Perfect, just like that. So now we're going to add the vertical plane back in. And notice that we're using the same band resistance both vertically and horizontally. We've got purple everywhere. And the idea is we want to be balanced. If they're out of balance, she's going to be out of balance, and she won't be able to perform the movement. So now we cue the patient or the athlete to really focus on the horizontal plane resistance. So as she's rising up, she's driving the hips forward. She's getting better innervation. She's getting better proprioception as well in terms of where her combined center of gravity is. Is she extended too far in front? And in this case, the answer is no. Good. So now we're going to add the control of the speed. We're going to take our HUMAC 360 and we're going to get her range of motion set up. So I'm going to go to our touch screen. This is a dedicated touch screen here. And we're going to get her settings first so that it's fully custom. So I'm going to have you go down into your starting position right there. And now come up into your finish position. Good. And so now that that is set, we go to our training mode. And here we have a 4-second concentric drive phase and a 7-second eccentric phase. And Jackie's doing a great job of staying in the middle of the roadway. So here, the take-home point is that you're getting a better quality of work with less resistance. So this is much safer. Our combined center of gravity is displacing the load on her lumbosacral platform. And then, of course, the multiplane resistance is getting a better recruitment of symbiotic muscle groups. Well, that was a mouthful. Anyway, yeah, so that's it, higher quality of work. If she does 8 repetitions in this construct, this is 11-second repetition, so I think we're just under 1.5 minutes of work with just 8 reps. And that's a lot of intense work, because as you can see, there's no rest period. It's constant resistance.